our last time lying down and snuggling on our couch in our old apartment. Everything is nice and clean. Everything is gone except us. Almost done.
Almost there. Can't believe this is happening.
I know. We decided to move 2 weeks ago. And that's it. And then we found a place, we unpacked, we threw away a lot of things, we sold some stuff. But it's crazy when you move because you start thinking about all the memories you had in this place. In 6 years, that's a lot of memories.
I'm gonna miss Forest Hills.
Yeah.
It's been such a wonderful slice of heaven for us here in New York City, and it's going to be an adjustment moving someplace else, living someplace else.
Yep. And also, just New York spoiled us on so many levels, from the options of food and shopping. I mean, it's just so much diversity and like the depth. But time for a new chapter. Time to explore other places. We've been here long enough, and we can always come back to Forest Hills
To visit as tourists.
Yeah, not as locals, but as tourists. It'll be fun to kind of do that too. See how it changes. But that's it. Just waiting for people to come by and buy this couch, and then we're done.
We're done. Hand in the keys and say sayonara.
We did it. We did it. And excited for the next adventure on a new couch. Hey, I'm Preston.
And I'm Krista. And you can notice we have a different couch because we're in a brand new apartment.
We made the absolute crazy decision to move out of New York City to Washington, D.C.
And it was quite the process to upgrade our lives after living in New York City for 8 years.
So we want to share with you what the moving experience was like in the middle of a pandemic, why we left New York to DC, updates on our lives, and most importantly, what are the future plans for this channel.
And before we get into that real quick, don't forget to like this video, give it a big thumbs up, also subscribe and click that little notification bell down there so you're notified when new videos come out about our life here in DC. So let's get into it.
So how this whole thing started was, if I remember correctly, it was mid-July, right? We thought our lease ended end of August, but we quickly discovered it ended end of July. By that time, we had 2 weeks to make a decision if we're gonna stay in New York or leave. And ultimately, we ended
up leaving.
To leave, and we pulled the trigger. So when we did that, it just started a cascade of so many other steps. The first of being
ended up trying to research different moving rental companies to help with the move, looked at traditional companies to startups like Bellhop to figure out their quotes, looked into different rental truck options from the U-Haul, Penske's, Enterprise, and also different packing services that can help us pack our boxes. And that was a lot on top of also now this finally making the decision to sell our stuff. Yeah, we sold our bed frame, our mattress, our couch,
kitchen island,
a
bunch of other stuff. We use Craigslist, Facebook, and friends and family.
My sister took the couch.
There's our couch. There's a good couch.
Hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy it. What else do we do?
Let's see. And this is all on top of while we're working full-time at our apartment while packing up boxes, which first of all, we did not end up getting enough boxes the first time we went to Home Depot.
Gonna start off with this, and then we'll see if we need anything more later on in the week after we get started with packing.
We were super naive, thinking, oh, 5 boxes is enough for a 1-bedroom apartment. No, it was not. Past KK, past PP, no, it was not enough.
We essentially made Home Depot our new home. We went there once, like she said, and we went there, I think, 3 or 4 more additional times afterwards, getting more stuff.
Oi, oi, oi. So many boxes!
I think we got enough things here.
Hopefully we don't need to make another trip.
This is happening. Leaving New York! It was absolutely insane.
So trying to do all the packing, working full time, but then also at the same time, we did not secure an apartment just yet in DC, so we had no idea where we were going to land while we were doing all this.
All we did is just make the decision to leave, and we had to quickly figure out the rest. So in retrospect, not the best way to leave. You need to know where you're going. You need to give yourself some ample time. 2 weeks is nuts. But we managed to go to Home Depot a bunch of times, get all the necessary boxes and tape, packaging wrap, and pack all of our stuff in our apartment by ourselves.
Yep, and then we ended up making the decision to rent a truck and we were going to drive it down ourselves, but we couldn't do the packing and moving the stuff onto the truck while we had our cat Waffle. Wow, that's great timing, you.
So we had to actually drop them off at our friends in Manhattan, where you can have a nice little vacation while we go and pick up the truck and make the trip down. Hey,
We'll see you end of the week, okay? Bye. Oh my god. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Hey guys.
Bye.
We'll keep you updated.
So thank you, and Steve and Koji for watching while we that week. Oh my gosh, so yeah, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. And then
We did
the
it.
next step was
Getting the truck.
from Home Depot.
Which is insane.
God, that was... Oh man. Okay, so how we did that was we woke up super early in the morning, 5 a.m. to go get the truck, but you didn't sleep that well.
I couldn't sleep. It was a combination of nerves and excitement, knowing we're about to make a big life change. And so I woke up super tired, super groggy, kicking myself, knowing that I'm gonna have to do a huge drive later that day. But got myself up, we made our way to Home Depot, picked up our Penske truck. First time seeing a 16-footer in my life.
Yeah.
The thing was massive,
Oh my
it was
gosh.
long, and it was super wide, and I thought to myself, how am I gonna drive this? Hello! Oh my goodness. First time driving a truck. Ah! All right, at least you got nice seats in here. Oh, they're pretty comfy.
Look at those captain chairs.
Hey, hey, hey. Wow, I feel so high up. I can't see behind me, unfortunately. Okay. Manual windows, you got AC, you got all the basics here. At least the AC works, thank God. All right, this is it. The start of moving out of Queens, New York. And then we're gonna drive to our apartment, get all the stuff in here, and then drive about 4 hours down south to DC. Hope it all goes well. Dun dun dun. So we checked in, we paid a lot of money, way more than I expected, because it paid per mile, and then managed to turn this thing on and get it to our apartment, where we hired 2 movers to come and unload or load all of our boxes into the truck.
And they were fantastic. They moved all of the boxes. I don't know, we have 20, 30 boxes from our 1-bedroom apartment, 8 years living in New York City, all that stuff, and they were phenomenal. So if you guys decide to leave New York City or just need moving help for moving around New York City, we will put their TaskRabbit links in the description box below. They were fantastic.
They were absolutely amazing. So it took them 3 hours for all of us to pack the truck. Here's our bedroom. Only thing left is a mattress. Our famous couch, nothing on the walls. TV's gone. 6 years, wow. A lot of memories. Here's a small little kitchen, and then our bathroom. And then it was time to leave. So nerve-wracking and so stressful.
An obstacle.
God,
Can you fit?
this is really stressing me out. Hold on. All right.
You have so much space on your right. You're good.
Woo! This thing is so wide. It's a whale.
4 hours of this. Here we go.
The thing is so wide, didn't even have back mirrors because the cargo was behind me. I ended up dinging the truck twice, making corners, and I realized I had to make wider corners. But anyway, it was very, very hard to drive. I had to quickly learn. And the crazy thing about this truck is on the highway,
It would not go past 65 miles an hour, which was the required speed limit.
and if you pushed it, the whole cockpit and the wheel would shake this much. And I remember showing this to Krista. I'm like, this is not normal. And behind me was creaking too. The engine where we're sitting, and essentially the box with all of our stuff, like there was some sort of attachment connection that was creaking. And I'm like, oh my God, the whole thing's just gonna explode.
It was an assault on the senses. It was just really nerve-wracking going through Brooklyn, going over the Verrazano Bridge.
So
there
much
was
traffic.
so much construction, so the roads were really narrow, and we were afraid we weren't gonna fit. But we saw other 53-foot trucks managing it, so we could do it.
So we made the stressful 4-hour trips from Queens, New York to Washington, D.C.
Almost there. Almost there.
My back and my butt is getting sore. We're 11 minutes away, 4 miles. Let's go!
Let's go.
Let's go, go, go.
You did it. You got a
Oh my
starter.
God. Oh my God, look at this. I drove this 4 hours. Oh man. Woo! Did it. Finally get here. We hired 2 more TaskRabbit movers to help move all of our stuff from the truck into this new apartment. It took them 2 hours. And then the crazy thing is, we weren't done yet. We had to go back to New York to ultimately pick up this guy to then bring him back to DC. So at this time, it was probably like 9 p.m.
It was 9 p.m.
Had to go drop off the truck at Home Depot. Yeah. Had to quickly go to Ronald Reagan Airport and pick up a nice car to make the trip up pleasurable.
Our bodies were assaulted by that pickup truck, so we wanted something nice and comfortable and fun to drive.
Yeah, I wanted to treat ourselves. I told Krista after that horrendous drive down, I want to drive something nice. Whatever the price, whatever reasonable price, let's book it and let's have a good drive back up.
And boy, was that a nice car.
Picking out our car at National. What car are we getting?
BMW.
No, we're not.
Mercedes-Benz.
No, we're not.
Audi.
No, we're not.
Range Rover.
They lie.
Nice upgrade from the truck. Testing out the Land Rover Range Rover Velar, in my opinion, one of the nicest models in their lineup.
Beautiful.
It was a treat.
Amazing. And we zipped to New York. We got home at 2 a.m. to then quickly meet cleaning services that are going to come and meet with a couple more people that we're going to take the bigger items from our apartment, such as the bed and the couch, our famous couch.
Famous couches we featured so many times in our videos, but no longer. So Edisa, I do hope you enjoy that couch.
I'll be like that.
And after we got the apartment cleaned, gave away our keys to our building manager, and
got emotional and said bye to our apartment of 6 years, said bye to Forest Hills, Queens.
6 years in Forest Hills.
Honestly, one of the best, in our opinion, places to live in New York City. And started thinking about our life forward down south.
And here we are, in a new apartment in Washington, DC. But why did we end up choosing to leave New York City, and why DC?
So as many of you are wondering, why did we actually leave? Well, the first reason is, as you've been following us on our channel, hopefully, if not, please subscribe. We love to travel, and we love to experience new things in true Hey Boy fashion. So when we found ourselves with the decision to leave or to stay, it just made sense. Let's get out of there.
And as a couple, this has been the longest time we spent in one place. So 2 years in London, 8 years in New York City, we felt like it was about time to move on to a new chapter.
That's right. So the craving and the cabin fever was just relentless at that time, and we're like, we need change.
And another reason that propelled us to move also is for health reasons. We talked about it before in another video, being an epicenter of coronavirus. We got sick in late February, early March, got really sick, most probably with COVID-19. And the recovery process has not been pleasant. It's actually been really difficult and really arduous, specifically for me. I continued for the last 4 months having really strong symptoms like heart palpitations, elevated heart rate, chest pressure, like it feels like I have a 10-pound cat, which I know what it feels like, a 10-pound cat sitting on my chest constantly. I have labored breathing, inflammation in my knees. Whenever we try to go out for walks, I can build up my cardio and my breathing. It's just difficult to go around the block, and my knees just feel so heavy and they're inflamed and painful. And I constantly get migraines. It's not pleasant. And there's a really strange kind of sensation or
like a phenomenon
that happens when I go to a different place and these symptoms are less persistent, they're less pernicious. For example, we ended up seeing our family for July 4th for the first time, seeing people since January in New Jersey, and I had less heart pain, less migraines, less inflammation in my knees. We actually went on for a 3-4 mile walk. I rode a bike and I could walk upstairs again. So it was just a really strange sensation, almost feeling like pre-COVID Krista.
It was so weird. Like the change was instantaneous. It's almost like you took some super drug, and as soon as you crossed the border from New York to Jersey, you had all this strength and you were just operating and functioning normally.
Yeah.
It was so wild.
There's probably, I don't know, there's a medical explanation for.
If there is, please share your thoughts and comment down below. It was truly weird, even for me, just observing it. Like, she couldn't even do the basic functions in Queens. Like, even just walking was difficult. Walking upstairs was so hard for her, and it just pained me just to be able to see that.
Yeah, I had to hold on to the railing to kind of pull my body up. So I couldn't get up.
Which brings us to the next reason of Some of my family members are also moving to DC, so we thought, we can kind of get out of New York, get some fresh air, live somewhere new, and also still be reasonably close to family. We thought it'd be a good decision.
And then kind of tied back to the health and the weird geographic thing is we came down to visit DC, and again, like New Jersey, night and day. I had much more energy. We went bike riding for almost like 5-6 miles. It was just so weird. So DC seemed like it was a good place for me, at least, to have less pernicious symptoms. And thankfully, the DC area has some really good doctors, really great hospitals. So as we're trying to figure out recovery process and how I can get better, what's wrong with me, I can go see those doctors.
So while we really do love traveling, the biggest reason why we left ultimately at the end of the day is just want to make sure that we're healthy, Chris is healthy, Wallace is healthy, and it really was a no-brainer at the end of the day.
And I guess for some more lighthearted reasons, like you said, your family is moving here, but also there's like a more personal reason for you too.
That's right, yeah. My father's family is from Virginia area. My mother's family spent a lot of time in the DC area. Her parents, my grandparents, and so I thought, a small benefit to me personally is not only can I move down here and learn more about the country's history, but also maybe the history of my own family.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah, can't complain.
And then DC is not too far from New York City, so my parents are still remaining in the New York City, New Jersey region. My sister's in Brooklyn. So for us to go and see them, or for them to come and see us, it's only 3.5 hours. And then for all of our friends who are still remaining in New York City, you guys can come see us too, or we'll see you guys in 3.5 hours. So it's not too far. It's not that big of a move.
But then, what does this mean moving forward?
Yeah. Who knows?
So what does this mean moving forward, and what are some updates that we can share?
Oh yeah, me. Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the main reason why we moved down here. This is for my health reasons. So we found a really great cardiologist who's also working with patients who are similar in age to me, who are having a really difficult time with the COVID recovery. He diagnosed me with COVID, and he asked me to go get tests for a CAT scan of my lungs because he thinks I may have a blood clot in my lungs or possibly in my heart. We've done an extensive number of blood work. I've been pricked so many times with bruises all over my arms. Got tested for COVID, got tested for Lyme disease, had to go to the ER because my leg went completely numb, and I have an echocardiogram coming up for my heart. So all of these things are playing medical detective to try to figure out what's going on with me. But the up and up is that I'm feeling so much better down in DC. Like, I have so much more energy, and I'm much happier.
And if you really want to get someone's personal perspective on the best hospitals in DC, reach out to Krista. She's getting a tour of the medical industry down here.
Yeah.
Oh man. And secondly, Waffle, he's doing really, really well. A lot of you reached out and asked how he's doing. If you've watched our channel, he had a big scare a couple months ago, but he's doing A-okay. He has a little respiratory flare-up right now, which we're treating with antibiotics, but aside from that, he's eating well, sleeping well, and he's loving the new apartment.
He absolutely does. We have this really long hallway outside of our door, and he's getting his daily steps in, running up and down.
And as of this filming, we're about, I would say 90% done moving in here. Bought a lot of furniture, bought a lot of groceries, which is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And we finally also had a chance to go out this past weekend and play tours and visit some of the big attractions.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Wow! Oh my god!
That is pretty cool. What you doing?
Touching the Washington Monument!
What?
I'm staring at the dome of the Capitol building.
Can't be that cool, can it?
It is pretty cool. Oh my god, it is.
Whoa. Pretty awesome. Amazing. It's raining! Oh boy. Oh my god. Ah, it's still raining. So we found some shelter, drinking smoothies, but it's still raining. Jeez Louise.
In terms of our channel, right, we are going to continue with creating travel content, visiting places domestically in a very safe manner, but also we are going to be adding an additional thing.
We've gotten many requests over the years, people asking us, who are you? What's your story? How did you meet? What do you do day to day? So we figured now would be a great time to also implement some new personal content for you. And we thought it would only be fitting, making this big life change, moving to DC, that we can also add some different content alongside our travel content as well.
So we are launching a vlog.
Vlogs.
A vlog life. Yeah, we're doing it because a lot of you guys, like Preston said, you're asking for that kind of content. We want to share about more of our lives, and we felt like that's one of the best ways to do it.
And if you have any additional recommendations on what we should do, where we should visit down here, please comment down below.
Absolutely. And also comment and let us know if you think it was crazy for us to move to New York City in such a chaotic manner, or if you think it wasn't chaotic, what should we do in DC? What are some great things to see, things to eat, things to do? We want to know because you know how we are. We're going to go and explore everything.
Or what are some nearby domestic locations that we can go visit as well?
Absolutely. So if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. We're going to be creating a bunch of new content related to our lives, related to traveling safely, domestically here in the United States, and just a lot of exciting things.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hope you're excited. We really appreciate all of your support, especially those who've been following us from day one. And nothing more to say than to see you on the next one.
That's right.
Thank you again, and
Sayonara.